Hi there, this is Emma Carino here and welcome to my channel. For this video, I will be talking about the bareMinerals Liquid Mineral Foundation, and I will be doing a review, a demo, and an 8-hour test to see if it works on my own skin type. This beauty retailed for $35 in the bareMinerals website. The shade that I got is medium tan 18. It was a little bit hard to try and find a shade match. I was kind of blindsided on the matching part, but we'll talk about that once I applied the foundation. So a little background about my skin type. I am oily skin. I get oily fast and I get oily a lot, especially on my T-zone area. And I also have a little bit of dry patches here and there, especially nowadays since it's winter time. A pretty universal shade preference that I have is MAC. So I have NC42 to NC45 in the summer, but most of the time I'm NC42. I am yellow or golden undertone, and I tend to lean towards that type of undertone because it just matches me a lot better. So what I expect out of a good working foundation is the longevity, and it has to hold up to the everyday daily work and life that I have every day. And I also like it to be a matte finish, because for a matte finish I can always just do it up. And coverage is important to me. I can add some type of products to not make it full coverage, but then if I want it to be full coverage, I can just, it's just a one and done application. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the claims of this foundation. You can find these claims online, but I like to do a little close-up packaging opening foundation since it is a new foundation on the market. So stay tuned. This is the bareMinerals Liquid Mineral Foundation. I am in the shade medium tan 18. These are all the chemicals that it is free of. That's a very long list. Now for the claims. This is clean without compromising performance. It is full of skin refining minerals, and also it is free of unnecessary additives, whatever those are. It is light as air liquid foundation with a boosted mineral formula, blurs imperfection, leaves skin looking natural airbrushed, and reduces the look of pores and redness over time. And what I liked about this foundation is you have to twist it up for the pump to actually appear, and that's really good for traveling, so it doesn't like squeeze out product out in your bag or something. And I just like the whole mechanism of this. It's really awesome. I like how it shows how much product you've squeezed out of the tube, and it's just a really quirky and mechanically made container. On to the application of the Superstar Foundation today. I will be using two different application tool, which is a beauty sponge and then my brush. Let's make it into this side, the foundation brush, and in this one, the beauty sponge right here. All the products that I use as far as skincare and my base or my primer, it's all going to be the same go-to products that I use pretty much every day. So just gonna pump out the foundation, and I want to do just one pump first. Oh, I didn't shake. Look at the texture here. It's very liquidy, but it does have a little tap to it. It's kind of like one of those foundations where you initially think that it's gonna get soaked in with your sponge. It has no scent. That is the brush side. Very light coverage. Now let's work it in with the brush. This is a pretty dense foundation brush. This is the M439 for Morphe. predicted, it applies a lot more coverage on the brush side. This is the first layer. It is very light coverage. I could still see a lot of my redness peeking through. All my dark spots and hyperpigmentation and the unevenness of my skin, it's still very visible. I'm gonna do one more pump, and this time I'm going to shake it. That felt like it pumped a lot more than what it did. I gotta say though, the color match of this is on point. I thought it was gonna be way too light on me. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we got the coverage that I want. You can still see some of my spots. It's still slightly visible, but I like it like this. I like it not too full coverage where I'm wearing a mask. I think it's buildable. It's pretty buildable. It's not too thick to where you can see the foundations on top of each other. It just kind of meshes in together pretty well. This is the final application for the foundation. And let me turn up the brightness so I can see what I'm working with. The color match for me is definitely a really good match. Some things that I'm dealing with my skin right now is a few dryness right here and right here in the corner of my nose. It's dry and then it's oily at the same time, which is like really weird, but it didn't cling on to any of the dry patches that I have. I have a few smile lines right here, and that is not very prominent. Not necessarily a pore filling foundation, but it looks like skin. A couple of minutes has passed, and I just want to see the dryness of it, or like if it's dry. So it's still a little bit, it's not tacky, but I know the foundation hasn't dried down yet. The setting of the foundation, like I said, it hasn't dried down fully yet. It's not matte. It's not a finish where it sucks out all your oils or anything like that, but it just feels very comfortable. It's a comfortable wear, and it really does look and feel like skin. All right, so I'm going to do the rest of my makeup just to see how it applies on top of this foundation. See you guys soon. All right, all the makeup is on, and I want to talk a little bit about how it blended with my skin and the rest of my makeup. I noticed I had to set a little bit more on certain areas that I like to be mattified a little bit more. I wasn't confident about this foundation, whether it would be slippy slidey all over if I tried to brush through my bronzer. And as far as the rest of my makeup, it applied smoothly and I had no problems with it whatsoever. And I just want to do a little close-up right now, just for me and for you guys to see how it looks for the rest of my makeup. Now 10:34 a.m. I want to see how this works in the full 8 hours, so I will see you guys throughout the day. Hey guys, I am back for the final check-in, and it has been, let's see, the time is now 6:01 p.m. I'm a little bit ahead of schedule for my final check-in, and honestly I'm so anxious to take off my makeup. As you can see, it's breaking down a lot, especially on my nose area and also on my jaw area. It's separating, the oils are just kind of pulling on. And aside from that, honestly, the rest of my face looked a little better than what I had on the ones that I pictured. Like my forehead looked good, my eye area, obviously, it looked fine. And I want to show you a little close-up. that there's a lot of lights that I have on right now, so it is, or it might be blurring out or canceling out any imperfections that I have that actually shows in natural lighting. So again, just keep that in mind. As for my final thoughts of the bareMinerals Liquid Mineral Foundation, on the negative side of it, it didn't have a longevity that I like. It didn't really have the coverage that I like unless I put a second layer of it, which is completely fine. And it doesn't dry down to a finish that I am used to. However, this foundation didn't have a clear-cut claim of having to be long-lasting or matte or any of the ones that I actually look for in a foundation. I honestly just wanted to try it out on my oily skin type because it may or may not have surprised me. So as for the positive side of this foundation, I do like the foundation match that I had, and it didn't oxidize at all. I like the fact that it has that skin-like finish. Again, it's not something I'm used to, but it is a nice little change. And this might actually be best for people who have less of an oily skin than I do. That concludes the bareMinerals Liquid Mineral Foundation review. If you guys would like to see more of this type of videos, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!